Welcome, everybody, to Spiritual Discoveries with Angie and Friends. I'm excited to be with you here today. We're going to talk a little bit about Fellowships of the Spirit, School of Healing and Prophecy, and some amazing workshops that are coming up in the month of June.
Hello, Angie.
So Jill, I want to start out and read your bio because I know you're teaching a class, but you do so many things. So, and this isn't a long bio, but I just want you to all know who Jill is. So, and a lot of you probably already do know because she's been teaching awesome classes for a long time, and you see her too. I remember coming to the Earth Spirit Expo years ago, and my first singing bowl I got from you. And I love it. I still have it. Yes. So Jill Mattson is a prolific artist, musician, and author. Jill is a widely recognized expert and composer in the field of sound healing. She has produced 9 CDs. I have some of those too, with intriguing magical tracks using ancient and modern techniques and special healing frequencies to achieve profound benefits. Jill is a 4-time author. The Lost Waves of Time, Best Book of 2016, and Best Alternative Science Book of 2016. Deep Wave Body Healing CD, Best Sound Healing CD of 2016. That's awesome, Jill. Contacting Angels and Masters CD, and Deep Wave Beauty CD. Jill has participated in hundreds of teleseminars and offers an online sound healing school. I love that. That's awesome. Yeah. Talk a little bit about healing, Jill. So we're like energy healing and what it is to you.
Well, we all agree that everything's energy. Science tells us that. And energy vibrates. In simply counting the periodicity, the cycles per second, how fast it goes in a period of time, gives you a frequency. Now, we can hear some frequencies with our ears, but some are too low in volume and some are out of our hearing range. So you get frequencies from everything, from your room, from your house, from your shape, from other dimensions, from unseen beings, from yourself, from karma. And these things, plugging Brad, these things can be doused.
Yeah.
And what I've done is recapture the ancient art going from like Egypt to China to India to American Indians, their techniques of using really energy for healing. And as Pythagoras says, you can look through the lens of music because music is just a numbering system, accounting system, a way to see, use, dispense energy healing. And it's free, it's accurate, it's cheap, it's easy, it's reusable.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And it does everything. I mean, everything. There is nothing that can't be done with energy. Mm-hmm. And that's pretty much what my sound healing's all about.
Mm-hmm. I love sound healing. You know, I love to sit like and like in a ceremony where you're listening to the bowls, and there's no better way to meditate and connect to that part of yourself.
So everything in yourself is a vibratory pattern or sound. So the bowls in specific create harmonics, and harmonics are an after ripple of sound, pretty much not known or ignored today. But in ancient times, they were everything. And when you look at science, again, such as Sherry Edwards' work, she'll look at, let's say, your digestion. It's a chemical formula. Each item in the periodic chart of elements, or each chemical, has a cycle per second. So if you put the cycles per second in a chemical formula, the math works. Like, that's amazing one, but amazing two is the math always also follows a pattern of harmonics. So think of your heart, it's going to have a root tone, boom. And then as the sound goes out like this, it's going to go out in harmonics. So everything in your body responds to harmonics. Yeah. And other than some of my CDs where I make them artificially, Any type of digital, YouTube, whatever, gives you averaged harmonics. So that's why you love that live bowl, because it feeds your body, mind, and soul, literally.
Wow. I love that. Thank you for that. I didn't know that. And so that's kind of why I like with sound bowls where they're all like I have some of them and some are like this they're four different like aren't they four different chakras or different parts of your body? I think the heart you mentioned
Well,
heart.
the pitch can go for the different chakras.
Hmm.
And some of the other bowls, or the biggest healing from bowls is their harmonics. So about several thousand years ago, the Tibetans came up with this seven metal bowl. And the idea is that each metal has a different harmonic. Think of a violin playing a C and a trumpet playing a C. They sound different, but they're the same pitch.
Hmm.
A, E, same pitch. Listen,
Yeah.
A, E, but E sounds higher. And that's the result of a harmonic. So initially, a gold bowl, and I'm making this up because I don't have the correspondences in front of me. Let's say the goal of a gold bowl is to cure your heart ailment, silver, maybe gout, tin, maybe indigestion or something. So each bowl, each metal had a different harmonic, which was an addition to the pitch.
Go
I
ahead.
want to jump in, and I know with Jill's class, it comes with some sound. Are your angel attunements that are in the upcoming class part of the bowl?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Well, I'm going to give everybody comes to the class 72 ancient names of God. In most every religion, they have this idea that all that is, maybe before the Big Bang, splits and separates in two, four, six, eight, and way after that come us humans. But in our blueprint or evolutionary track, of course, we're all children of God coming from that initial energy. And maybe very early in the division came the angels. And you will find names of God, names of angels in the Hindu, in the Egyptian, in the Jewish, all over the earth.
Right.
And the idea is with ancient sound, it's not symbolic at all. It is the energy of what it represents. So, like if you put sand on a drum and you get underneath and you go, oh, over and over, the sand's going to shake. It's going to go out to the edge of the drum and come back in. And it's
Wow.
going to create the shape of Om, the symbol for it.
Wow.
So literally, the sound Om creates its representation. So the sound, like in Egypt, for walking forward is Ben. Walking backwards, you just say it backwards, Neb. So we
Wow.
think of angel sound as symbolic, but initially it's used as like a thumbprint, the same energy. So you can use it like a beeper.
Hmm.
And people would, in all traditions, use listening to the names of God as ways to heal their physical body, psychic protection from someone dark, clearing, healing your body, advancing your psychic skills, everything. And they still today in the Hindu traditions will say the names of God because they're like an early subcomponent of frequencies that create all that is. So in and of itself, it's a very powerful healing. I did the Jewish names of God and angels. So in the Jewish tradition, it comes down to 72 names. And there was three ancient ways of speaking. I went to the oldest one. And in these recordings, I was trained how to say them in the old dialect,
Hmm.
which it's kind of hard to hear, but it really doesn't matter. You can either sing along with little charts or listen to them, and you're going to get the energy. And then there's another thing throughout antiquity, particularly in the Jewish tradition, which, like other ancient languages, believes their languages are like building blocks of matter. And indeed they are. So they have these charts that convert pitches to colors to shapes to sounds. So you can move them all over. So you can create a sigil, which is like a little shape for angels, of which I
Okay.
teach how to do that. People will wear them on jewelry to have like a beeper, a connection, a protection from an angel or a high being.
Hmm.
And then you can create them to pitches. This also, an angel name, bum, 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 is different than bum, 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 bum. And each name of God, angel, has a pitch. And when you get more and more of the correlations, they become way more powerful.
Cool.
So
That's awesome.
the other thing in the Hebrew tradition, which is the name of gods that comes with this class, about an hour of music, and is that the names of God were 3 syllables found in Exodus, and it's a number pattern encoded. And then they added I or IL, Aya, no Aya or IL at the
I
end.
think I talked about that before. Yeah.
Yeah, so the angel and the name of the God are pretty much one and the same.
Yeah.
So with the same sound codes, it's the chants of the names of God, along with connecting with the angel. And then each angel brings in a different benefit. So thank
That's
you for
awesome.
asking that, Karen.
So, okay. So the class is Angel Reiki and Activate Your 12 Dimension Energy that Jill is teaching. It's on June 25th from 10 to 5. You can attend in person, right, Jill, or on or via Zoom. So we have that as a hybrid class. And what you were just talking about, that's the hour and a half of Angel Sound Attunements.
Right. The other thing I'm doing with the angel Reiki, again, these are very, very ancient traditions, and I study many different traditions. This one, I got most of my information from the Hindu, the great Hindu religions, and and also the ancient Egyptians. When you see like Isis, for example, she'll have her hands out, and it looks like they've made cloth wings or something. But the idea is that before we incarnated on earth, and everybody was around before we incarnated on earth, we were in another embodiment. And if eventually, at some point in time, we were angelic.
Okay.
And as we come from the angelic realms into the human realms, then, like our wings get kind of like pushed into our lungs. And so the wings and the lungs kind of look similar. Um, with different vortex methods where you can use like a scalpel
Hmm.
and go into your aura, you can reactivate, pull out your wings, and then use them like Reiki.
Okay.
So, you can use your wing for protection. You can use your wing to rise above things. You can use your wing for downloads. So
So,
many things.
so it's kind of what you're doing in the class is taking us back to that time, maybe before we were in a body, is what you're
Correct.
saying, when we were a different form, and
Correct.
and when we had our angel wings, which
Correct.
I love thinking that, and you're right that does, like the lungs. I mean, that makes total sense. That is. So we're going back to that to connect with that original energy that we all have, right?
Right. And the
Okay.
energy then you wield with that etheric record, and I just do it with my imagination, can be used in a multitude of ways to benefit yourself and others. So it's a healing modality as well as spiritual enlightenment. It's
Yeah.
also protection.
Yeah. So it's kind of it's almost like with intuition. Like when I'm teaching intuition, is I'm teaching them people how to go back inside. I always feel like I don't teach them. I take them back to what's already inside of them, which is powerful, right? Because
Yes.
and it sounds like that's exactly what you're doing too. Yeah,
Yes.
I love that. I love that. So and yeah, I mean, it sounds very powerful. Tell me some more about the class. I have the stuff here, but sees etheric records from former past embodiments outside of time, which is what you were saying. animate new energies for potent modalities. So as you're doing this, this is going to improve your life, right? Going forward.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's on multiple levels because you can use it to connect more, to get more information. It builds your aura and you absorb your aura. Your aura impacts your health, your future, who you attract, your relationships. And just like Reiki, like white light comes out your hand, you can have the energy of the wings. You can even learn how to like divide that white light into colors. So, like, let's say I have heart disease, and that would mean that I have an imbalance of frequencies affecting my heart. I either have too much or too little. And let's say I'm just making this up again, I have too much red, and therefore now I have heart issues. So, when you do regular Reiki, that's beautiful because it's white light, the whole enchilada, it's the whole healing palette.
Yeah.
If I have an overabundance of red, I get all these healing tones and red, which is uniquely not good for me. So when you start to get a little bit more advanced in using energy healing, you can take it even a next step. So again, using your intuition, or there's a million charts, scientific charts that will correlate, this health issue with this color, with this color, with this color. And those same colors, of course, are going to correlate to your angels. So given that I have let's say a heart issue, I can draw in all of these 8 angels, or, with very specific, with all these specific emotional or physical problems, it'll tell you what color Reiki to use, or which angels to work with. And again, like if you draw their sigil, you're drawing in the angel. You wear their signal, you're drawing in the angel. You listen to it with the sounds of the names plus the pitches. You just start to absorb it. And when you absorb that, you attract it, because like attracts like.
Absolutely. And that's going to, because really any ailment that we have, anything that's going on in our bodies, is we're out of frequency or out of balance.
Correct.
And so
Correct.
kind of what we're doing in this class is teaching people how to call in the angels, and we all have them, and can call upon them, or bring in the color, right? And whatever.
Correct.
That's going to help us get balanced and get and fix our frequency. That makes
Yes.
sense.
In the ancient Egyptian temples, in the Druidic magic, they had a concept of power, a degree of power. So, like if you're casting a magic spell, you would say a name that gives you a harmonic, that gives you a pitch, that gives you a certain energy pattern. Then you might use an herb, let's say, that would add to the healing. And then maybe you use a prayer or use the name to connect to the person. And then maybe something that has a fragrance that's similar. So you start amassing quantity of the healing energy. And so it's like, I believe all prayer, for example, works, but does prayer work like that? Or does prayer take a little while to manifest? And what we're teaching here is how to take your manifesting time down.
Okay.
Powerful, by adding layers, by adding more and more of that angelic energy.
Right. Which it's going to happen a lot faster if you're calling upon that. That makes that makes a lot of sense. And this is something anybody can do this, right?
Yes.
This isn't just like, you don't have to be special to be able to be a healer or call in the angels. We're all special anyway, right? But any of us can do it.
Correct.
Jill, I am not an angel person. I mean, I don't have a familiarity or comfort with angels. Comfort, wrong word, but I just have no experience with angels. Will you kind of guide me through that? If do I have to know a lot about angels to attend?
No, you have to know nothing.
That's what I was trying to get at.
And how to put it? Sensing them and starting to work with them is done with your feelings, not with any special skills.
Oh, okay.
So you don't even need to come in and be an intuitive.
Or see them, or...
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Now, maybe we can teach you to do that.
Yes.
But if you can't, it doesn't matter. You can still access it. And the major tool you need is to be able to feel, somebody slugs you. Do you feel it?
Yes. Yeah. No,
That easy. We all feel.
yeah, we do.
Yeah.
And we can all do this. And what better, what a perfect class to offer. I offer now. We all need healing, right? It's been
Yes.
a tough couple of years. Like, we all need to kind of come together and call on our angels that are there for all of us. Yeah.
And it's so detailed, it's so accurate, it's so reusable, it's so healing on so many levels.
Yeah. I
It's
love
fun.
it. Yeah,
It's
I know.
fun.
It does sound like fun. Karen, what other questions do you have?
Jill has been my lead into finding fellowships of the spirit. So I love her rich history with the Egyptian times and the ancient times and the ancient wisdom. And I just want to give her a plug that she pulls it all together. And even if you're not familiar with those periods of time or, the words of God, or a lot of that is first time around for me, I always feel like in your classes, I can understand it. I just love the balance you have in your classes. And you always put us into like meditations, and it's interactive like that, right? We're listening to music or
Absolutely.
you guiding us. So it's not a one-dimensional talking head the whole time. And it's also online and in person.
Yes.
Yes, which is great too. And you walk out of the class feeling balanced and centered.
Absolutely. It's like you get a wonderful energy treatment and you can revisit it. I usually give people my slide points so they get the details, and they're all coming home with the 72 names of God and sound.
Yeah. I remember I learned about healing from you. You probably don't even remember when I bought that sound bowl and I talked to you, and that's years and years and years ago. And I remember like when you were talking about the frequencies and you said, hold a different bowl and try to play it and you'll find the one that's attuned to you. And I remember like I tried so many, I couldn't get them to sing. And then all of a sudden I picked up one, I kept being drawn to it, and I could get that bowl to sing, and I still can. It makes complete sense, and I feel healed every time I use it.
It's kind of like in Harry Potter with the hat, the sorting hat. It's really the same thing. The hat picks the student. Well, the bowl picks the person because it's going to speak with your core energies and
Mhm.
exchange energy back and forth. There's the sound, there's the feeling, there's the healing.
It's kind of like what you're drawn to, and I
Right.
was drawn to that, and you said, "Well, try to play that one," and I said, "Okay, I don't think I'm going to be able to do it," and it sang beautifully and still does. So, yeah, thank you, Jill. Come to discover Angel Reiki and activate your 12 dimension energies, where Jill is talking about kind of reconnecting to you what's already there inside, how to connect with angels and to connect with what you need, in your body to be centered and balanced. What frequency do you need? So I love that. This class is Sunday, June 25th, from 10 to 5. You can attend in person at Fellowships of the Spirit. And that's Lakeside Learning Center, 282 Dale Drive in Cassadaga. It's right outside the gates of Lilydale. Or you can attend on Zoom, and I know Jill would love to see you, and we're excited to see you, Jill, too.
May I plug? I have a workshop in Lilydale.
You sure can, yes.
Okay, thank you. On August 25th, it's a Monday. We're going to learn time travel and going into the past and going into the future. And of course, time is a dimension. So we're also going to learn how to use different energies from different dimensions. And then healing by healing the past, eliminating karma, and into the future by depositing energy. It's really fun and exciting. And I have
Oh, I love that.
another class coming up with fellowships in September on using the voice in your mouth um, to like a powerful tool and using it for manifesting. In the beginning was the word and the sound being the creative force. It's so vague, but we'll get into details. So how to use it to change things like that.
Love that. Okay, I can't wait. Thank you, Jill. Thank you so much for coming
Thank
on. We
you.
appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you for waiting what with our technical difficulties. Yeah, I can't wait. Yeah, I
Sure.
love this. Like angel wings for sure. Yeah, I love it. I love it.